Dear all, I would like to welcome you all in the lecture series of Environmental Protection and Management. In this session, I'm going to discuss on environmental impact reduction effort. At the end of this video, you'll be able to understand the methods to minimize environmental impact. But because of different issue, the intensity of environmental impact is getting increased. So you will be able to understand what are the methods or what are the strategy to minimize this impact. Let's directly move on to the discussion. So as you can able to observe, there are different strategy to minimize environmental impact. So let us discuss individually. First one is use energy more efficiently. So what you're supposed to do is try to improve the process efficiency. It is the ratio of output to the input, right? Generally, technically, if we speak, it is a ratio of output to the input, or you can say productivity. So try to increase the efficiency of all the process. Try to purchase high efficient equipment rather than going for low efficient, low cost devices. For example, replace the energy efficient motors instead of conventional motors. So that is one method. Likewise, try to go for energy efficient lighting system. So uh, try to replace the conventional lamps system by using smart lighting system. Try to go for green buildings. Fine. So likewise, try to go for energy efficient process rather than focusing on low cost, low efficient. Cost may be a bit high, but you can recover bulk amount of energy. Moving on to the second point, install renewables. Try to focus sustainable development. You need to focus more on the renewable energy sources such as solar, wind, fossil fuel, not fossil fuel, sorry, biofuels. Fine. So try to minimize the usage of fossil fuels. Examples of fossil fuels are petroleum products. That is one of the best example. Try to minimize the usage of the petroleum products. And you need to focus more on renewable energy. Government is also supporting more on renewables. If you want to install, especially rooftop solar system, there are 30 to 35% of subsidies provided by the government. But you need to follow the proper channel. Surely we'll be getting the amount which you need to install for rooftop system around 30 to 35%. Now you can check the policies. Fine. Check the budget. The government is investing more on renewables because all are worrying about the environmental issue. Water conservation is another major thing you are supposed to follow. Pure water is available very less. The quantity of pure water is declining day by day. So water conservation is very much important. And try to go for one example I would like to inform you. Rainwater harvesting. So if you go for rainwater harvesting, bulk amount of water can be saved. And also try to prevent the soil pollution parallelly. Fine. So, and also the simple thumb rule you can go for whichever you require the water. So based on find out the requirement. Based on the requirement only you need to use the water. Okay. And try to go for recycling of water. Okay. In many of the organizations they are practicing the recycling of the water, but purification. Another one is called the 3R concept. What is 3R concept? So reduce, reuse, and recycle is known as 3R concept. Let us say the plastic products. So once it is scrambled, we'll directly throw nearby the surroundings. Instead of that, you try to recollect. Try to first of all try to reduce the usage of plastic. So the scrambled items should be reused for different process. Again, try to go for recycling. Some reward has to be put for these activities. Still, some organizations are giving some rewards. Those who are collecting these dangerous products such as plastics. For transportation, energy is required. If you can minimize little bit reduction in the traveling, you would have saved a bit amount of energy, because if you go for petroleum also, or petroleum, or any type of petroleum products, so definitely that is required for traveling. So try to minimize the traveling, try to avoid the traveling as much as possible. Only for necessary you have to travel, but to avoid unnecessary traveling. That is the meaning of this point. Then consider near sourcing. Try to keep your loads near to the source, so that you can avoid the transportation cost. Apart from that, you can minimize the losses as well. Fine. Suppose your load, if I talk electrically, if I speak, then I can say that in electrical engineering aspect, if I want to speak, try to keep the load near to the sources. For example, we have a power plant. Try to keep your load near to the power plant, so that you can minimize the transmission losses. I'm talking about in the electrical point of view. Likewise, if I talk about the mechanical point of view, I can say that logistic point, I can minimize the inventory. I can save the inventory. Fine. If the load and source is very near, I can save the inventory. I can save the cost, etc. And also, I would like to mention you the last point: ship goods more efficiently. Go for a high efficient logistic. All right. So these are the basic procedures to minimize the environmental impact reduction. Okay. So by following these efforts, there are many more. These are the few checklists you can directly follow. Okay. Without much more investment, you can follow these strategies. If you follow this strategy, obviously you can minimize the environmental impact. Let me know if you're having any doubts regarding this topic. I think it's a general topic, so everybody can write. But whenever you are writing in the examination, please focus on these headings and try to frame the sentences by your own. But these points has to be added in your answer book. So thank you for listening this video patiently. Have a great, happy learning. Have a great learning. Thank you.